let's turn our attention to the markets now, and global screens expected to be mixed this morning, with the local all-share index set to open lower as Tencent. Now, it took a hit from the US implementing new export controls against China. Well, to bring us up to speed about how the JSE is performing in early trade, Carmen Mpelwane is portfolio manager at Absa Asset Management. She joins us now. Carmen, good morning to you. Your quick overview of how the local index has opened in early trade.
So we started off the week on a very low volume basis, and that's probably on the back of the US bond market holiday yesterday. But having said that, both in the US and here at home in South Africa, we did see significant decline in volume trading on the JSE, and that is pulled through this morning. I think we had some commentary from a Fed chair yesterday, which again just reiterated the hawkish sort of sentiment and concern around the pace of policy and, more importantly, the impact of that. So we are definitely seeing this morning we've opened down again, as you've mentioned, expectations that we would see some weakening, and that has come through. Once again, the miners are the underperformers, and the expectation that will carry through for the rest of the day.
Well, Carmen, I suspect you're obviously talking about this manufacturing data in that response. The understanding is that it would come in a little later today. What's your forecast? And more importantly, will the energy crisis show itself here?
Yeah, so it's a bit of a mixed bag for August manufacturing data, keeping in mind that in July this year, year-on-year, we had an increase of 3.7%, but it comes off a low base. We had the unrest last year, which had a significant impact. So that's why we had a bit of an elevated number. But we are looking for a level of minus 0.7% year-on-year, so August compared to previous August. And then month-on-month, we are looking for an increase of 0.6%. I think a lot of that also stems from the floods that we had in KZN in the month of July. And as you've mentioned, there's definitely going to be an impact, maybe, and that's why we have a muted number of 0.6% up for August, which is the expectation. And that's largely probably driven by the significant number of days that we had load shedding, which has a direct correlation to the ability to manufacture.
Let's quickly talk company news. Tharisa publishing its production report for the fourth quarter and year end, which that year ended on the 30th of September 2022. Help us make sense of their numbers.
Yeah, so Tharisa's focus is based on PGMs and chrome. On the PGM side, we did see an increase in production of 13.6%. On the chrome side, not as much, 5.6%, but the CEO has given guidance that he expects this to be elevated in the coming financial year for them. Hoping to see some tailwind, I think, from the reopening of China, which is a large chrome importer or utilizer. So if there are a relaxation in the lockdown, they expect to see some increase in demand there. But the overriding risk of a global recession remains. Keeping in mind that PGMs over their financial year did see a significant decline, whereas we saw a significant increase on the chrome price side. So despite the disparity between the two, the guidance has been given that they expect strong financial results and earnings for this year.
Let's conclude, Carmen, with Sanlam, which has made a firm offer to acquire shares in Afrocentric. Anything stands out for you about this development?
Yeah, I think one of the key things here is to remember that Afrocentric is not a very liquid stock. So I think an overriding factor for the other shareholders will be the fact that they'll be able to unlock some value here if this deal does go through. And it seems to be that a lot of the factors have been put in place to ensure that it is successful. Afrocentric was trading at a significant discount to its NAV. So this will allow that unlock for those shareholders who want to get out. What it does do for Sanlam, though, who are already shareholders, this deal has a minimum percentage of 36.9%. And if the deal does go through, Sanlam will hold at least 55% of Afrocentric, so give it a controlling interest. And I think more importantly, the motivation is in terms to align with Sanlam's strategy, and the focus there is to ensure that their customer base has a more holistic product offering. So it works both ways for Afrocentric customers as well as for Sanlam customers. And I think this is the key motivation. And we did see a significant jump in the share price this morning, up as much as 31%, come down to about just over 26% increase this morning.
Portfolio Manager at Absa Asset Management, Carmen Mpelwane, thank you very much for that markets update.